Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today I have the competitive class setups of a bunch of pros for subs, a couple of ARs, so that you can use it when you load into your next Ace lobby, whether it's on BPL or you're just playing with some friends, and it will hopefully enable you to use the class that you're likely to play with when ranked play does drop. So it's a real nice way for you to get super warm and comfortable with the gun, and obviously they're all dominant. We're going to be going through the stats of each gun. We're going to be looking at the recoil patterns on each gun and hopefully giving you guys all the information you need to make the best decision for you. There's going to be a lot of stats on screen, and I don't expect you to be sat there with a notepad writing them all down. So I've got a link to a document down in the description where you can look, take your time, and see which one will benefit you most. But yeah, let's kick it off with Simp XM4. So Simp XM4 is pretty standard. You've got the standard sight, which people seem to like using, the ported compensator, which is for just decent recoil control, reinforced barrel, which helps the bullet range and the bullet velocity, and then you've got the quick draw grip, which helps your ADS speed, and then finally you've got the recoil springs, which help both horizontal and vertical recoil. The recoil's a bit wacky. You probably don't want to be shooting for too long with this XM4 because it's going to, stray right massively. But here are the stats and have a look, and yeah, let's swiftly move on to Dashies. Obviously, you can pause the video at any point you wish. But yeah, Dashies a little bit different. Again, it's a 5 attachment setup. You've got the same sight, reinforced barrel again for the damage range and velocity, but instead of a muzzle, you have a compensator. Instead of the muzzle, you have the vertical foregrip, which heavily helps with horizontal recoil control, which means you can spam that trigger a lot longer. And then you also have the commando grip, which is a little bit different again, but that helps not just ADS, it helps the sprint to fire time as well. So this one's a little bit more versatile than the previous one. And of course you have the recoil springs to help both recoil patterns, horizontal and recoil, and vertical, sorry. As a result, the recoil pattern is obviously this. It's way better than what Simp's class setup was. So if you just want it a little bit more stiffer, it's fine. The ADS speed is a little worse on this than at Simp's at 220 milliseconds. Sprint to fire speed oddly is quicker, however. But yeah, time skill is obviously exactly the same. Damage range is exactly the same. The recoil is just a tons better on this class than the previous, at a loss of ADS speed. So kicking it off with the 3 Model L classes we've got here. First one being Skyz. So this is a gunfighter class where you've got 8 attachments, obviously because they're not allowed laser. Same optic, compensator muzzle, which again is vertical recoil, reinforced barrel, which helps the bullet velocity and damage range, vertical foregrip just for the horizontal recoil control, extended mag for those extra bullets, quick draw grip for the fast ADS. Balanced stock is actually a really good movement one, which enables you to be a little bit more versatile when you're moving around the map. And then obviously recoil springs to help the recoil. Because this has got 8 attachments, the recoil is pretty low, although it does go left rather than right, which is a little bit odd. So it may take getting used to with this gun, but every Model L class setup is like that. It does go from a little bit right and then up to the left as well. So yeah, solid gun, not too bad whatsoever. Scraps, however, is only a 5 attachment which setup, which allows you to have perk read or whatever else you want to run as your wild card. You've got the same optic, compensator muzzle, gain twist power, which actually is a little bit different. It simply does bullet velocity, meaning your bullets are going to hit a lot faster. So this is one way this class setup is better than Skyz, even though it's got less attachments. You've got the quick draw grip, which is for ADS speed, and then the combat stock, which is actually for flinch resistance and strafe or aim walking movement speed, which is essentially strafe speed anyway. Now, the setup, the stats here, and the recoil's way worse. The recoil's completely worse than Skyz. As you can see, it goes massively right and then left. So again, I wouldn't recommend shooting this for very long, because otherwise it's going to go, you're going to be controlling it from going right, and then suddenly it's going to change direction suddenly. So yeah, do this in short bursts, stop shooting and refire for this one. But as far as it compares to the Skyz setup, it's pretty much same ADS sprint to fire speed, better bullet velocity, but just worse recoil. So it's the bullet velocity for recoil. What do you prefer? And obviously the attachments and the spare wildcard you'd get as well. We're flying through. Next one is Cellium. I know you guys want to be efficient. This is another 8 attachment setup. You've got the slightly different AccuSpot sight. Again, it's personal preference. Oh, it's this one. Anyway, it's the one from like the Cold War era. Compensator muzzle the same. Gain twist barrel the same. You have a vertical foregrip for the horizontal recoil control. Extended mag for more bullets, which is always helpful. Quick draw grip for the added ADS speed. Combat stock for flinch resistance and aim walking speed, similar to what Scraps was. Obviously, this is Cellium's. Sorry, I don't know if I've said Cellium's. This is Cells. And then recoil springs for that extra recoil control. As you can see, the pattern of the recoil is not quite as good as what Skyz's was, but it's way better than what Scrap's was, and you don't have the cost of bullet velocity here. The only downside you have here is the fact that you've got to use the wild card. So if you're going to use, I'd suggest, if you want an absolute beamer, you're going to want to use Skyz's. If you want something that's a little bit more versatile and enables you to use perk greed as a wild card, use Scrap, but don't shoot for too long. And then if you want a nice little middle ground, just use Cells. It's a little bit quicker, and with better bullet velocity as well. So there are the AR setups we've got. We've now got Shotzzy's and Hydra's PP919. Obviously, this is as of a certain date. I mean, today's date, I guess. So these are likely to change, but for now, these are what you're going to want to use. And obviously, it's all personal preference. If you want to change certain things here, there, you can do. So Shotzzy's PP919, or the PP Bison, or the Bullfrog, whatever you want to call it, it's got the ported compensator for its general recoil control, reinforced barrel for its range and velocity, fast mag for an added bonus of ADS speed, and general being able to reload quicker and sprint to fire quicker, but you do lose a bit of your magazine size by doing that, but it's up to you. Then ergonomic grip for the sprint to fire speed, dive to spy speed, and aim down slight speed, which is actually really important. The slide to fire speed, if you're slide cancelling, is massive with this ergonomic grip. And then finally, the balanced stock, which is ADS, aim walking speed, movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and strafing speed. So it's a nice little way to be able to maneuver around the map a little bit more effectively. Now, the recoil pattern is awful. With this gun, it's very much nice and vertical, easy to recoil, easy to control the recoil of, until you get to that midpoint in the magazine, at which point you simply just want to stop firing and start again, because it goes all the way to the right and then starts to go up again. So that little middle few bullets are awful to control. So you just want to, short bursts with this, maybe use 10-15 bullets and then refire for this gun. Next, we have Hydra's setup, which is a little bit different. It's the same muzzle, the same barrel. Although for the magazine, it's only got the fast mag 1, which means you get slightly the benefits of ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, but you only you keep some magazine capacity. I think you get 10 more bullets in this than Shotzzy's for a little bit less ADS speed. You also get the quick draw drip for the ADS, which compensates for that the loss of ADS benefit in the fast mag, but you do lose the benefit, or the pro, for the slide to fire speed, dive to fire speed, and ADS speed here. You then got the balanced stock, which is exactly the same. So the recoil pattern for this is a little bit less arranged. I don't know how to say it, but essentially it's exactly the same pattern. It's very much goes up, across, and then up again. So yeah, you're giving up. What are we giving up? So you're giving up a little bit of versatility in slide to fire speed. This is way slower. It's got a little bit more of a quicker ADS speed, similar sprint to fire speed, but the biggest thing is the slide to fire speed. This is way slower than Shotzzy's, and I'd argue with worse recoil as well. So for me, I'm going to be using Shotzzy's, although it does have 10 bullets less. But yeah, as I say, all of these stats are going to be up on the Google Doc I've got down below, so you can have a look at the real recoil patterns there as well. They're all there. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the video. Hope you enjoyed. Get these using, get these warmed up, and enjoy running 8s with these CDL class setups. Ciao for now.